Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Wednesday, August the 13th. The year's 2025. Let's talk trading. Learning plan. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine. And as always, make sure your risk management is in place so you don't lose more than you're willing to lose on any one single trade or during any one trading session. So, learning plan. Walmart and I, and a lot of other people making YouTube videos and putting out trading education, they talk about a trading plan. What's your plan? What's your plan? What's your trading plan? But you really don't hear people talk about your learning plan. Now, you probably haven't even thought about it, but unless maybe you're a teacher, because teachers have to put together a lesson plan or a learning plan because they just don't get up in front of the class and haphazardly just talk about one thing and then the next. No, they have a plan that if they follow the plan and the students do their part, by the end of the semester or end of the year, they will have learned certain things. They will be at least competent as opposed to incompetent. Such as a learning plan for reading or a learning plan for math or just about whatever. There is a plan. So my question to you is, do you have a learning plan? Because I get a lot of questions, and usually it goes down, they want me to tell them what they should trade, how they should trade. They want to make money, but then they say, well, yeah, what's your plan? Well, they don't have one, but not just trading plan, but learning plan, because there's certain things you need to learn, and you should be continually learning when you're trading. I mean, today I was talking to Walmart a couple hours ago, and he wasn't feeling too well, but and we were looking at the pound, of course, and I had noticed something that I hadn't really looked at before, and it was on a 30-minute chart. I think it was. No, might have been on a 5-minute chart. Yeah, I think it was on a 5-minute chart. And price was right around this level here. And what I noticed was I was looking at these wicks, and on my phone, I've got red candles and green candles, so they have red wicks and green wicks. In fact, maybe I can do it here and be easier to see. And I noticed right here, the red wicks were higher than the green wicks, and then all of a sudden it went down. And see right here once again. Now, of course, that's an after the fact thing, but it, what's it doing? It's making a higher high and then going below the previous close. And that's one of the indicators. That's that blue stripe indicator that right here. So we put this on M5. You see those red stripes? It's the same thing that I made this observation, and it was just like, oh, okay. So when you're looking at the chart here, it's like, okay, it's making highs and it's falling out of the wick zone. And so what I usually do is, like right here, I'll say, okay, there's the wick zone. It's like, is it closing above it or not? And so you can see here, it had one close above it, and then it went higher, then it came back and it did what I like to call the top scrape, or a high scrape, I guess is really what I should call it. And so this would be one of the spots I used to like to enter short, even though it was going against the candle color. But it's like, hey, it made a new high, and what does it usually do? makes a new high, reverses off the high. And I would take my chances. And you can see how, you don't go in heavy. You maybe go in with half a lot or half a position or a third or a quarter. And then here, when you get another confirmation, you can add into the trade. And then here you see the same thing happen. Made a higher high and then it dropped. But so what's the learning? It's like, oh, okay, I make an observation. So then I say, well, if this happens, then let me do this. And so then I do it. It's like, okay, did it make money? Okay, did I execute it properly? So I learn from it. It's like, okay, do I want to do this every time I see it? Is there something else on the chart that I might be missing? And so right here, it's like, hey, it made a higher high, did the same thing, went down. And then right here, you can see, did it make a higher high? No. It did reverse, but not for much. So it's like, so do you want to take that trade? No, it's not in these, at the time, this was the look left here. So now it's like, okay, well, it's not hitting those higher wicks here, but once again, this is what the 76. Once it's psychological. Oh, I've learned that price acts a certain way around these psychological lines. So here we had a 75. Wow, look at what price is doing here. So once again, it's a learning thing. It's like, yeah, price will oscillate around this 75 line and then it'll move further away. Then it seems to come back to it, moves further away, then it comes back to it. In fact, Walmart saw it hit the 55. He jumped in. He made about 5 pips or so off of that trade because it was he just wanted to hit it and quit. I think what he did was he saw it get back to the open, wasn't sure which way it was going to go, and just punched out. So, but you have a learning plan. It's like you observe, and a lot of people talk about doing a journal when they trade, and you write things down. I put them on 3x5 cards or notepads or something. I don't have just a single trading journal. It depends on what I'm looking at. Because 3x5 cards I can set right by the monitor or something. Like, okay, and then I can take those and put them in my notes and actually have the notes right on the screen. So you observe something, you write it down, then you say, okay, now if this happens, this is what I'm going to do. And so you write that down, and then you do it, and then it depends on what happens, and you write down the results. And so you're learning. It's like, oh, here's what happened. Maybe you get in and something else happened. It's like, oh, I didn't see, I forgot to look for something. Oh, let me double check. So it's like, yeah, it's right here at the 75 line. Oh, I know that's a psychological. Let me add that in. Oh, but what about the other lines for the day? Is there a daily open nearby? Is there a previous day's high? What's it doing? So, oh, here, yeah, okay, it's above the previous day's high. I got to be careful on those breakouts, especially if the range at the time is low. So right here, 87 to 23, 13 plus 23 is, what's that, 36. So it was only a 36 pip range from here to here. It's like, wow, the price usually ranges about, 75 pips or so. Let me see, let's see, let's look at the daily range here. No, it's look like it's averaging higher. There's a 50 here, so it's like 80, 70. So if you're only at 30, was it 36 pips, and it's going to be 70 and it breaks above the high, which direction do I think it's going? Oh, let's see. Let me write that down. Let me run some statistics. Oh, okay. So if price is above the high and it's only range 36 pips, I should probably not look to short there. So once again, you're analyzing and you're learning. And then it's like, okay, well, wait a minute. Hey, we look at the daily low plus the an ATR, and I get the ATR range. Oh, price is up in the ATR range. Okay, so maybe now I can look for some shorts, but once again, I need to be careful. And there were some short opportunities up here. Oh, you know what else? I know price ran way up there. Oh, price was in the rat zone. Okay, so let me see where there's the original rat line. There's a smart rat line. Oh, once again, it's right around that 75 area. Lots of things can happen there. So, so you have a learning plan, as in observe, do, and then record the results. So you observe the results, you write them down. You take the action and you make sure you did exactly what you were supposed to do, when you were supposed to do it, and how you were supposed to do it. And then you see what the results are. And it's funny because I like to watch every now and then. I'll watch some of the gambling videos on YouTube. There was this one bunch of women or card counters, and this one woman, she had uh, she had won or had like she had 10 $500 chips. And so since she, plays a lot, she didn't cash them in. She just took them home. And then she comes back the next day and she wants to buy in with a $500 chip. And they pulled her aside. They wouldn't let her because there had been a robbery. So they only had $1,000 chips. So then she's like, okay, well, I'll just use my cash. We can straighten this out later, but I'm on a hot streak. So then she wound up winning like $8,000 off the table. And so she had eight $1,000 chips. So then they actually called the cops because they thought maybe she was trying to cheat him. He had some stolen chips. And so they basically trespassed her off the casino, wouldn't cash in her 500 chips or her $1,000 chips. So here she had 15 grand or 13 grand worth of chips, but they wouldn't cash them. Long story short, she had to get the gaming commission involved. She had to threaten a lawsuit, and then they cashed in her chips. But then they banned her from the casino for life. But it's like, so she learned some things there. But it's just real interesting how, um, you know, people talk about these plans, but they never really talk about a learning plan. They just assume, oh, I'm going to learn. But, and, one way of learning is through practicing, right? Well, once again, you have to have some type of plan to your practice. You just don't practice willy nilly because you have to pick something to work on. I mean, if you're, dribbling the basketball, maybe your left hand's weaker than your right or something. So you practice with your left hand to develop certain skills and you do that. But unless you come to practice with a particular plan in mind, like maybe you play guitar, um, and so you have to practice a certain chord that you're having a problem playing, or maybe you have problem playing it going from this chord to that chord. And so you go into practice and you say, hey, I've got to practice this because this is something that's weak and I need to learn this so I can do it. And so the same things with trading. You know, you have to figure out what you need to learn. Maybe it's something as simple as, you know, calculating your position size properly or always putting in your stop loss. And you just have to do something to make sure it happens. Yeah, you could run like I've got an EA. People talk about EAs, but I don't use them the way most people use them. So it's like, hey, if I want to make sure I always have a stop on, I have an EA that, hey, this trade doesn't have a stop on. We're going to put a 10 pip stop on it or 5 pip automatically. It flashes up. And then it's like, if I want to change it, then I have to go and change it. So, fellow traders, fastest 15 minutes in trading is just about over. So I really want you to let me know, do you have a learning plan? Because a lot of people are asking a lot of questions, but is that part of their plan? Because remember, it's not what you trade, it's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.